How's it going, everybody? Welcome to K6 Outdoors. My name's Kyle. I thought I would take a minute and share with you guys my 3-year review on the Mahindra Max 26 XLT. Well, not so much your generic review, but more how this has performed for me for the last, well, it's about to roll over to 174 hours. So in the last year, I put about 30 hours on it. Didn't have as much time to spend outside working on the basement project. Anywho, wanted to give you guys another update just to see where we're at 3 years into the ownership of this tractor, and maybe give you a couple pointers of, well, ways you can make your tractor ownership as good as mine. So right now we are in full snow mode. Well, it's no different. The only difference is right now in the front of the tractor, I've got my homemade little, piece of pipe with the edge tamers. That system is working really good. If you guys want to check out the Poor Man Snow Pusher, check out the video above here. I'm going to get you there and you can check it out. So for the last 174-ish hours, this tractor has been 98% problem-free. I had a couple of issues at the beginning, which I covered in the other videos, kind of up here, in the previous 1 to 2 years of ownership, mostly relating to a leak at the rear axle, which they fixed under warranty, and hydraulic pressure issues that, well, they resolved by doing some shimming and stuff like that, and adjustments of the hydrostatic transmission. So I'm going to sum it up for you on the review thing. This thing has been a workhorse for me for the last 3 years. I've put 174 hours on this, like I've mentioned, and about 90% of that, 85% has been loader work. And I mean hard loader work, which attests to how well this thing is really built. This Mitsubishi-based tractor for Mahindra, the 80.4 cubic inch Mitsubishi diesel engine has worked flawlessly, done the normal oil changes, and the hydrostatic transmission I've been very pleased with on this tractor. This has been a very, very good tractor for its money. Now, I can't give you costs of what I paid for it because, well, it varies all over the United States and depends on, well, now the pandemic's made everything more expensive. So if I gave you a number, it wouldn't even be close. But what I can tell you is it's cheaper than the big name orange and green tractors you see floating around. And, well, to be honest with you, the bang for your buck's there. So the last 3 years have been great. Knock on wood, knock on everything. It's been a great tractor for me, and I can't recommend it enough. So review, sorry guys, nothing to report. It's been a great tractor. Sorry, not sorry? I don't know. If you're in the market for a compact tractor, check out the Mahindra Max 26 XLT, or if you step it up one notch to the 1626 series, it's a little bit bigger, brother. It's the same drivetrain with an extra range on the hydrostat and a bigger frame. Gives you a little extra lifting capacity. But anyways, the powertrain's what's the big piece of it, being that Mitsubishi tractor. Check those two out. All right. Review complete. Like many of you, I was a first-time tractor owner, knew nothing about them other than they do tractor things, right? So here's 3 things that I think you should do that would help out your tractor ownership. Number 3, read your owner's manual. Get comfortable with what you're supposed to be doing and follow the maintenance intervals. They don't put those on there for any reason. People, and I get it, they say, hey, my loader frame bolts loosened up, they broke off, they're missing. Well, it says to check them every 10 hours or every 5 hours. It depends on the manual what you're doing. Yes, I've seen that same issue on this. I've had loose loader frame bolts and loose lug nuts, but I checked them. So I tighten them and there's no problem, So just follow some of that stuff. I know it's not, for some people it's not second nature to do that, but pay attention to those instructions. They're there for a reason, and get familiar with your tractor. Number 2, which is a little harder to be said than done, but get yourself the actual service manual. It gets you just learning a little bit more about the tractor, so it gets into the nitty-gritty. The Mahindra Max 26 XLT version here. I got this off billstractor.net. I'll put the link down below where you can pick it up. It's a good price for the digital copy. Print it out, put it in a book, reference it. It's going to be a lifesaver for you to recognize things in the tractor you're not used to seeing that's not covered in the owner's manual. Again, just get familiar with it. This is a piece of equipment. It's not a car. It takes a little more abuse and wear, and your car is not going out and lifting up things all day long or pulling on stuff or running at wide open RPMs. It just gets used and abused. So just get familiar with the unit. It's just kind of a tag on a number 3. And number 1 kind of brings 3 and 2 together, right? So ultimately, when you don't know what you're doing, you can't figure out in the maintenance manual what you got going on, make sure you have a good dealer that can help you out. Here, haven't had to talk to him for the last year and a half, which is not a bad thing, except for stopping in to get filters to do my oil changes myself. But get a good dealer. I mean, number 3 and number 2, knowing your tractor, the owner's manual, knowing the parts manual, if you can get yourself one. Being familiar with that, so for one, you can tell a dealer what's going on if you can't fix it yourself, and just be a little bit more handy. I mean, we get so reliant on everybody else in this world nowadays. Sometimes it's not bad to get your hands a little dirty and just increase your knowledge. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. You can make more educated decisions and save yourself some money. Again, I've said many times on this channel, I try to learn some of this stuff the hard way so you guys don't have to, but I'd like to share this information to enlighten you all, right? I just want to help you all out because this tractor is kind of what got the channel started. I didn't see anybody who had videos on it, and I thought, wow, this is pretty nice. I wish I could, research it more myself, and I couldn't. So I started doing the old turning the wheels to figure it out myself. So just 3 things. Again, they maybe aren't valid, but know your owner's manual, get a service manual if you can get one, and read through it. There's some good information in there. And then number 1, just make sure you have a good dealer. Many people have said that many a times that you need to have a good dealer, but really that is kind of closing the circle on in my opinion, what it takes to maintain a tractor and be happy with it. Because if it isn't running, it's not doing you any good. One other thing I wanted to mention, sometimes people I just can't justify it, and I got the smaller tractor and I can't justify going with the bigger one. Well, something you got to consider is what you're getting for your money. For a few $1,000s more compared to some of the smaller E-Max series, you can hop up to the Max series tractor. And, if you got to get past the old finance committee, also known as your wife, just show her all the projects you got, you want to do around the house. I can do this now, honey. My back's not going to kill me, and I'm not going to kill over dead. Incentivize her a little bit. Or, well, if you got the checkbook, just buy it yourself and don't worry about it. I will say this tractor is by far paid for itself. 173 hours of project-related work. Okay, maybe not quite that. There's a few kids' tractor rides in between there. But, a vast majority of that is actual project work around the house or at my parents' place. So, again, it's paid for itself. If you want to figure $75 an hour or $100 an hour for easy math, well, $17,000-ish is what I've done worth of work, which, adds up pretty quick. You get somebody out at your property, you can spend, $1,000 a day having them do some landscape work. So, I guess I probably should apologize. Sorry I don't have any bad news to report. 3 years into ownership, I couldn't be happier to have bought this tractor. It's been great for me. It's ran really well. I have had no major issues. And really, it's been trouble-free for the last year and a half. Well, almost 2 years at this point. And everything that has been a problem has been taken care of at the dealer. So I would highly recommend the Mahindra Max 26 XLT to anybody in an entry-level position getting into a tractor for their property or homestead or whatever it may be. It's very maneuverable. You can get it on your property well. It lifts a lot of weight for what its size is, and it really gets a lot done with the 25.9 ponies that's under the hood here in front of me. It does really good on fuel. The wide open throttle, you burn about 1 gallon an hour, so you get a full day's worth. The 7-gallon tank it's on the tractor here. So again, I can't give you my opinion on the green paint or the orange paint or the other ones that are of similar nature to this, but what I can tell you is for the money, this has been an extremely sound tractor, and I would recommend it to anybody that's a first-time buyer. Again, just abide by those rules I told you, the 3 things to happy ownership. Understand the operator's manual, buy the service manual if you can get one, and just use those 2 documents to understand how the tractor works, what your preventive maintenance needs to be to make sure you get good operating life out of it. Because thus far, everything that could have been an issue, I've been able to take care of by checking the bolts and all that fun stuff, changing the oil filters. And number 1, everybody always talks about it, make sure you have a good dealer, because at the end of the day, I'm not a diesel mechanic. And if you want somebody who's going to help you out to get you on the path, down the straight and narrow to get your tractor back to work so you can get some project done or, well, sometimes pay your own paycheck. Thanks for stopping into K6 Outdoors. I greatly appreciate you all. Sorry I didn't have more bad news to report, but no news is good news sometimes, and I wanted to give you guys a refresher on the 3-year update here on the Mahindra Max 26 XLT. If you guys liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. You know, if you are not already a part of the YouTube family, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to grow the channel here and, you know, share information with everybody, because that's my main goal here on the channel, is to learn some of this stuff the hard way so you guys don't have to make better purchasing decisions, and will ultimately get your money to go a little farther. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it all. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, I'll see ya. I need to get some tractor therapy in sometime soon.